Hello. You are no doubt kind of surprised to see me again, but as I kept reflecting on what I like to call the concatenation of events, or if we move it into the spiritual realm, we would call divine orchestration, there are one or two things that I really must tell you. Now, the thing is, originally, Dereka-Lynn wasn't coming to Dayton, her sister financed the ticket for her to come over and visit with them in Seattle. And when we added in the cost for Dayton, it just sent it really astronomical. So a friend of hers told her to go online early in the morning. So she did. And would you believe that she found a ticket from Seattle, because she went to Seattle first. She found a ticket from Seattle to Dayton, back to Seattle for just $200. That was amazing. So that is how she actually got here. And I had been praying about it, but then I kind of gave up because it didn't seem as though it was going to work out. So her getting here in the first place was part of the impeccably orchestrated divine plan. The second thing is that well, we mentioned this already, but I still see it as so important. The day she arrived, the very day she arrived, is the day that she recognized that there was this lump there. Had she come 2 days later, definitely things would not have gone the same way, because we would not have had the time to be able to do all the things which we did. Now, the other thing that's interesting, I actually had an assignment during the time that Dereka-Lynn was here. A family had kind of contracted me to look after their elderly mom, because they were going to be traveling. So that was all arranged. We were comfortable with everything. But then when I came back, they had already bought the tickets and everything, but they changed plans because of COVID. Now, if I had made a commitment to that and they had not changed, I would be in real trouble. Because all of us, the three of us, me, Andy, and Dex, would have gone and we would have stayed at the home. But I would not have been able to be running up and down. I would have to remain taking care of the elderly lady. So that canceled assignment was a part of divine orchestration too. And then this other interesting event, a Sabbath we went church. Andy wasn't with us. He had some dental work, so he was a bit of discomfort, so he stayed home. So I went along the highway. Thank God the tension and thing eased off, so see me pelting along the road. On the way back now, even though we take that road every Sabbath to get back home, and Dereka-Lynn and I, we had ways on. For some reason, when I got to a section where the road veered, you were to go west or east. I was to go east, but somehow or other, I ended up going west. And it's only when I was approaching, I was thinking, oh, I'm to be in that other lane. So I just continued in the wrong lane. But what happened then is that, these systems would reroute you. So that was done, and maybe it took us about 2 or 3 minutes or so to get back onto US 35, which is where that is where we were to be originally. And so we were driving along, so it's close home. So I got into the exit lane for Steve Whalen Boulevard. So we were going along the exit lane. And then up ahead, I noticed a whole set of cars in the lane where I am traveling. So I slowed down, and as I slowed down, I recognized that there had been an accident. Cars were around the place, and somebody was lying over on the grassy area off the side of the road. It had just happened. Because the police had not arrived, a lady stepped out into the lane and was more or less motioning cars to move over. And like a good malicious Bajan, I was trying while I was driving to see exactly what was going on, because 1 or 2 cars seemed to have been badly damaged. But I don't know, I just felt, because there was no reason that I should have missed the turn. But had I not missed it, I would have, honestly, it was 1 or 2 things. Either we would have seen the accident occur, or we might have been part of it. And even if we weren't injured and the car got damaged, then we won't have the availability of the car. I wouldn't have it to be able to be dropping Dereka-Lynn up and down. So that was just, the lesson I got from that, though. is that sometimes God protects you from things, and other times he protects you in them. And his protection is no less palpable or real, or I can't think of the other words, but it is either from or in. And we have to bear that in mind. I think with that, we were protected from that accident. Right. No, you would know that with the various things that Dereka-Lynn had done, because we told you in the other note she had 3 mammograms, is all in one day, ultrasound, and then she had a biopsy. You know that there would be a bill to that. You know how much that bill was? But first of all, let me tell you, if God had not orchestrated for her to be able to go through Good Neighbor House and then get a referral letter to Kettering, we would not have been able to pay that bill. I tell you, somebody would have to come and bail me out of some kind of penitentiary up here. Anyhow, the bill was $6,000. $6,000. And we did not have to pay any. Somebody from Medicaid or somewhere called and was asking a whole lot of questions. But she had been instructed to say she's not from here and she does not have insurance. That's why we were able to go through the Good Neighbor House agency, as it were. Family, when I think of the impeccable orchestration of this whole thing, my mind goes to Malachi 3:10, where God says, test me in this, and see if I will not open the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing that there will not be room enough to receive it. God didn't open a window. He opened a big fat door and poured out some blessings there. Let me tell you, from the time I was, it would have been 10, 11, 12, 13, I understood about tithe paying. Because even when my mom would send, she was in England when I was early at foundation, she would send me my little pocket money and I would take out my tithe and offering. Granted, if I took a little long to pay, temptation might take me over and I might thief out $1 or $2 and go and buy some treats. But even as I moved into that first job, I understood the importance of being faithful to God. All churches don't teach it though, but it is in the Bible and it's not Jewish. So paying tithe, which belongs to God, and then the offering. God really reached out and blessed us. It is just, and how everything coalesced or came together could not be coincidence. If it could be, it means I could belt a clock up in the air, and well, not the clock, a whole set of different pieces of a clock, and then it comes back down in a clock as one clock. Of course, that is not possible. So there are so many lessons I've taken away from this, but I'm not going to try to give you them because I will not finish too soon. But one is that God's grace is sufficient. Sufficient means it real enough. And we have to sing the praises of God. That's why we're doing these videos. You know, sometimes people don't like others to know that things have gone wrong because of the talk and the gossip and whatever that goes on. But when God has blessed us, we have to give him the praise, the honor, the thanks, and the glory. So thanks for listening. And I was encouraging Dereka-Lynn to do another video, but I am not sure. But I'll leave it up to her. So thanks again. God bless you. And this is the last one for me. Okay, bye-bye.